Hello?
Hi, Diamond.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful, especially since I'm talking with you. So let's go ahead and get this cracking. First and foremost, how did you feel about your entire love and hip hop experience?
You know what? It was a wonderful opportunity. I really didn't like how I was portrayed, in the beginning of the show, but it ended well, so I guess I have no complaints anymore.
Wonderful, wonderful. It wasn't like one of those situations where you thought being on reality TV would be one way, but then when you actually got into it, it became something different for you?
Yeah, definitely. I walked into this thinking there wouldn't be any surprises, and, I would still be with Cisco. Everything kind of blew up in my face once this happened, but I have no regrets.
Right, and also I watched the recent episode, or I think it's the last episode of the season, where you pretty much made peace with Cisco, and to say, you know what, let's have bygones be bygones. Was that a nervous moment for you? What was your thought process during that time?
I was so nervous. I thought that the camera was going to pick me shaking up on camera. It was so nerve-wracking for me because I hadn't seen him in months, hadn't talked to him anything. So being in his face and really telling him how I felt, it was difficult. It was a tough situation for me. But now we're good. We see each other out. We say hello. It's no bad blood between us finally, and we're in a good space. Just able to be friends.
That's wonderful. So y'all guys are cordial, or you guys are friends?
You know what? I take that back. Friends is a heavy title. We're cordial. Thank you for correcting me. We are definitely cordial. I wouldn't call Cisco Rosado my friend.
Right, because I saw you go through it with him, so I'm like, it takes a lot to forgive to be friends again. And hey, ain't nothing wrong with that either,
Right. I definitely forgave him for everything he did. I didn't do it for him. I did it for myself because I wasn't going to walk around just angry. Once I forgave him, I just felt better. I'm not holding on to any BS from that relationship.
Wonderful. What was the difference of your feeling when you were in that moment versus watching that moment on TV?
Let's see. When I watched it on TV, I felt kind of sad. When he asked me to hug him, seeing that on TV just was confirmation that, man, it's really over. My chapter with this man is closed. And it was I was relieved, but sad because, I'd been with him for 2 years. So I needed to let go. It has to be done because he's not good for me, but damn, it's really over,
Right. Now, another controversial moment with that situation was that you took interest into Rich Dollaz. And, some people thought maybe you got in between two friends. Did you see it that way, even when watching it back?
What was not picked up on the show? Oh, I'm just going to say it.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you. Cisco told me that him and Rich weren't even cool like that. He told me he couldn't stand the man. So This was before before Love and Hip Hop came around. He was telling me about Rich Dollaz this, Rich Dollaz that, how he don't like him. But then when Love and Hip Hop comes into play, oh, my nigga always been down. I'm like, wait, somebody's being really fake right now. So I've said that several times on the show. Cisco, you don't like him. Rich, he don't like you. He's being fake with you. Watch who you call your friend. But that was never played out on TV. It just they made me seem like I was coming in between a friendship, which the friendship is kind of shaky, just being real.
Right. Well, did that upset you? Because I know, like, you do hours of taping, so, and then we only see, like, 5 to 6 minutes of a scene. Did that bother you when you noticed that it made you look like you were coming in between two friends?
It bothered me for a second, but, I mean, I know the truth. And, I mean, people are going to form opinions no matter what I do, so it's all good.
Right. Wow. So now, like, you know, dealing with Rich Dollaz, and you had to deal with, you know, his playboy-type lifestyle, were you able to make peace with that while taping or afterwards?
Yeah. Me and Rich never had a beef. We never had a fallout. Even after the whole Jhonni Blaze situation, we talked it out, and it was done. We're still friends till this day, and I have nothing but respect for him. He's a great person. He stepped up and, like, you know, took me under his wing when I had nobody in New York. So I'll always, you know, be appreciative for that.
I mean, that's cool. You say that because the thing, you know, and when people are watching the episodes and stuff, and this is like Rich's maybe 4th or 5th season on the show, we've seen him befriend a female, dog her out, and then, you know, move on to the next one. Did you know he had that reputation going into dealing with him?
You know, I wouldn't say that Rich dogged females out and then moved on to the next. You know, I don't think he expects for things to turn bad. It's just, I don't know what it is about Richard, but the females go crazy over him, and myself included. And I don't feel like he dogged me out. No, I'm so serious. I don't know what it is about that man. He is just, I think it's just the way he speaks. I don't know. But he didn't dog me out. I made more of the situation than what it truly was, because I was in a really bad, you know, space mentally. And so I'm like, oh, this man is being nice to me when Cisco treated me like shit. Like, oh, he must really want to be with me. I was thinking all this stuff up in my head when Rich made it clear, you know, we just chilling. So I can't blame him for something that I messed up on.
Now, do you two have a business relationship, or it was just getting to know each other type situation?
Yeah, it was just getting to know each other. It was just, you know, him reaching out, being a friend to me.
Okay. And then I noticed too, like, you know, throughout the show when, you know, not only your purpose for moving to New York was to build your relationship with Cisco, but you were looking to grow your modeling career. How's that going for you right now?
It's going very well. I'm traveling all over the world.
Oh, really? Because I saw some photos you did. You look good.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm working on a lot of stuff. I'm very excited. I never expected my career to be taking off like this, but I'm very blessed.
Wonderful. Like, is there any past projects that you could talk about, or anything that's upcoming for us to look out for?
You can catch me in a couple magazines. I can't say which ones, and I will definitely be on your television screen, you know, in addition to Love and Hip Hop.
Right. Oh, really? Okay. Well, now what about maybe doing... I mean, that's amazing, because what about, would you ever consider doing another season of Love and Hip Hop?
Definitely. If I was asked that, you know, on this show, I would definitely take advantage of the opportunity. They have a great cast, great production, so I would definitely jump on that.
Now, like, I mean, with that whole cast, who did you walk away with besides Rich Dollaz, like, being really cool with?
Another thing, they did not show how cool Chrissy and I became. We had at least, you know, 8 scenes together that were, you know, not on TV. It's so weird. It makes me look like I just didn't interact with anyone. But me and Chrissy became very cool. She was the first person, besides Rich, she was the only person who, you know, said, I know you're new to New York. If you ever need anything, you know, here's my number. You know, let's hang out. But yeah, that was not played out on television, which is very weird.
And I mean, I got to know her at a couple of events. She's a real cool person, really cool, down to earth person. I mean, she's a fellow Virgo, so. But
yeah.
And you know what? Because that was the other question I wanted to ask you. Like you said, they didn't show the relationship or just even any scenes with you and Chrissy in it. But what I noticed about this entire season, you were either almost in every episode or not in every episode. I mean, in every episode, but you weren't one of the marquee names on there, and a lot of them weren't even on half of the season. Did you notice that?
I mean, I expected myself to be in every episode because we were shooting for almost a year. So it was just really weird how that worked out. But again, I'm very, blessed to have had this opportunity to be on this show. It's a great platform to do other things. So I'm not mad about it.
Okay. I mean, I feel you on that. And then one of the things I know a lot of people really enjoyed seeing, watching you was how involved your parents were when it came to some of the decisions you made. Was it easy to get them on board at first? How did they feel about you being on the show, and then getting them to appear with you?
It was easier to, talk my mom into coming on the show with me than my dad, because he was just like, no, I'm good, Diamond. Like, you could be doing other things. He didn't like how, I was chasing after a man, of course. So it was easier to get my mom on board, because she was like, oh, I'm going to get on there, and I'm going to tell that motherfucker how I feel, and I'm going to scare him away, which she kind of did. So, yeah, I mean, even though my parents didn't agree with me being on the show and, moving away to New York, they supported me, which I really appreciate.
Right. I'm sure, you guys had some conversations afterwards, outside of the taping, too, right?
Oh, yeah. I can't really speak on that, but we definitely did.
No. But, I mean, it's cool because I look at your story and, people could judge you and say, well, why did she run and, leave her daughter and run after a man? But, I mean, this is like everyday stuff that we see, and then to be able to have two parents to give you advice on what you're going along. Like, a lot of us adults don't get that. So I thought your storyline was really, it should have been more inspiring for some people rather than judgmental, But,
I did not understand how people were trying to discredit me as a mother. Like, I give this, analogy all the time. Like, let's say with, an actor who has to film a movie for several months at a time and they have children, they have to leave them behind. They have to work. It's not like I left my daughter, with strangers. I didn't leave her at a foster home. Like, I left her with my mom. And little do the viewers know, production was pissed at me all through filming the show because I kept going home to be with my daughter. They're like, okay, if this is something you don't want to do, stay in LA. It was times like that, where I just had to be home with her, but people don't know that. They just judge me off of the, few seconds they see me on the show, which is totally unfair.
Wow. I mean, again, that's where it goes when you do, months of taping, and then you see 6 minutes here, 6 minutes there, and it's not always the entire story. I mean, that's wow. Because I saw some interviews you've done, and I didn't even know that you were bi-coastal pretty much. Wow. And then I love how
what was that?
I know, I was saying I love how you ended your story by bringing your daughter on set with you, and you guys were having a good time and stuff. It was really nice to watch.
Thank you. Yeah, the viewers don't know. My daughter spent her whole summer vacation in New York. I was in LA as much as I could be. She came back to New York for the end of the season, and she's with me all the time. I'm not a bad mother. I never neglect my child or chase after a man, and just, put a man before her. That's not me at all.
I know that's right. Now, since the show, you've been doing some interviews and stuff, and, like, I follow Vlad TV, so I saw your interviews with Vlad TV, and I noticed, like, in the comment section, a lot of people were saying you seemed, wherever you were taping, like, you seemed paranoid about whatever room you were in, and because, like, you weren't looking at the camera, you kept looking to see who was around you. Was there something going on at that moment?
Okay. Yeah, that was a difficult interview because, for one, I was in a room, they put a cell phone to the left of me, and I was being interviewed, on camera, but from a telephone. So they kept telling me, look straight at the camera, don't look at the phone. But, I mean, that's just my natural instinct is to look at where the voice is coming from. So I'm looking to the left where the phone is, and I'm speaking that way.
Right, so, following the voice.
Yeah, people don't know that there was nobody in the room interviewing me. It was just a cell phone where people were asking me questions from there.
That makes sense because...
I know I look crazy. When I saw it, I was like, oh, my God, I look like I have a nervous twitch. What is going on? It looked really bad, but no.
No, I mean, because it was hilarious. I mean, because, like, people in the comment section, they always got something to say. But then I noticed, I said, wow, maybe something was going on in it, but it was just, how you have to answer the questions and stuff. I feel you. And then, last but not least, everybody's talking about the reunion that just happened. I know you can't give too many secrets away, but it just seemed like you only had one situation with Jhonni Blaze while taping the season, but after you guys finished taping, it seemed like she had a lot to say about you, where you didn't have pretty much anything to say about her, let alone that it's supposed to be some kind of confrontation with your mother and her at the reunion. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, let me just go back a little bit. The reason why I never fed into her madness is because I don't have time or space for negativity. I don't have time for enemies and drama. I just don't. So I feel like, with her, constantly coming at me, I just need to take the high road and just not say anything back because I'm not going to stoop to her level and feed into that ignorance. It's not beef. She's just a female that does not like me. I don't dislike Jhonni Blaze. I don't have anything against her. She was mad at me because Rich had eyes for me at the time and he wasn't paying any attention to her. And I can't help that. Take that out with him, not me. But,
right.
She definitely took it too far with the things she said and did, as far as social media-wise, But again, I chose not to clap back. I can't feed into that. And yes, at the reunion, I don't want to spoil it, but there will be a little situation with her and my mom. I just need everybody to tune in, Monday, April 6th, VH1, please.
Yes. I I hope everything was okay after during the aftermath and stuff. But so just to, cap it all off, I want you to just, shout out how we could follow you on social media and if you got a website so we could, follow your upcoming gigs and stuff.
Okay. I'm working on my website now. That will be up and running very soon. I'll give you the information on that as soon as I have it up and running. But I'm very active on Instagram. You can follow me at diamond_strawberry. And Twitter is dstrawberryduh, DUH. I don't have Facebook or anything like that, no Snapchat, but I'm very active on Instagram.
Wonderful. Have you had any crazy fan experiences since being on Love and Hip Hop?
No, nothing too crazy. Just the typical people that see me out. Oh, can I take a picture with you?
You got guys hollering at you too?
Yeah, I've had a couple girls who, were very nasty to me on social media and then saw me out and was like, oh, can you unblock me so I can take a picture with you and post it? I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I blocked you for a reason, baby girl. I'll take this picture, but I'm not unblocking you.
Wow. That's a hot mess. What about guys like hollering at you? Because I'm sure, you know, after seeing your modeling pictures, the guys are trying to get at you.
I mean, that's nothing new. I mean, but it's definitely, the numbers have definitely increased of the men who are trying to get at me. But I'm not interested. I'm working on myself. You know, I'm trying to, you know, fatten my pockets. That's it. I'm not worried about a man right now.
All right. Now, one last question. You know, being that what you went through Love and Hip Hop, what we got to see and didn't see as well, would you date in the industry again?
I'm trying to stay away from the actors, the rappers, the ball players. I think I want a regular dude, but I don't think that's possible. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, we'll be keeping in tune to see what's going on with you. I just want to thank you for being on this phone call with me and looking forward to more interviews to come.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.